It's game week for the Flames baseball team, and Liberty will be making its way down to Charleston, South Carolina to take on Virginia, Kansas, and the Citadel this weekend. For more on that, let's visit now with the head coach of the Flames, Scott Jackson. And I know that these guys have got to be ready to go and ready to play someone other than themselves. You've been through, I guess, about a dozen scrimmages now here in the preseason. What have you seen from the club? How do you feel about the guys heading into game week?
Yeah, a lot of progress, just especially with our pitchers, just trying to fit them into the roles that we think that they'll fill for us and how things work best. So yesterday was our best scrimmage and our last scrimmage, so that always makes you feel good from a coaching standpoint, just watching those guys come out of the pen and throw strikes and make plays defensively. I think we had a couple errors yesterday on a few pickoff attempts, but for the most part, we've made progress, and I think we're headed in the right direction.
Yeah, I was out there yesterday watching a little bit as well, and it looked like the pitchers really attacked the strike zone. They were really crisp out there.
Yeah, they were. I made a note of that, to tell our guys after practice. I think 3 of our better relievers came in the game, and it was 0-2 on the first hitter they faced. So, that settles you in, and it certainly settles our dugout end, to be able to see those guys come out and establish the strike zone, and I think that'll bode well for us this weekend.
You never want one side to have too much success, though. You don't want the hitters to get completely shut down. You don't want the pitchers knocked all over the yard. That said, it's good to see Will Shepard hit a ball off the batter's eye yesterday. He seems like his swing's right there where you want it to be. Overall, with the offense, how do you feel about those guys?
Yeah, it was a process of getting back into it. We've done a lot with facing live pitching, tracking balls in the bullpen, and just trying to build an approach that we feel like will help us. So, Will's a great example. He went through probably the first 3 or 4 scrimmages and couldn't get the ball in the air, and just pulled him aside and said, "Hey, Will, let's just try to get the ball in the air here these last 3 scrimmages." And he responded and had a great weekend. So you feel like he's heating up. He's the least of my worries. It's just trying to fine tune the approach for those 11 or 12 guys that we think are going to be in the batter's box. And I think we got a pretty good product to put out there.
Very young left side of the infield. Cam Locklear at shortstop. Ben Highfill at third. Ben made a spectacular play yesterday, though, on a dive to his right. How do you feel about the left side of that infield, and as much is going to be asked out of those guys?
Yeah, I just feel like the aptitude of those 2 young players has been great, and I think anytime you're a freshman, that's the best trait to have, is some aptitude to learn and understand and not make the same mistake twice. So I feel good about it. They are freshmen, so there's going to be moments. We get that. That's part of growing up, and I think that's something that we're really willing to be patient with as a coaching staff and let those 2 guys play because they're really good players and their future's really bright.
Go back to the pitching staff. I'm sure everyone wants to know, how are you going to stack them up this weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday?
Yeah, well, I haven't announced that to our team yet, so I'm gonna hang on to that one until I get a chance to say what I need to say in front of the players and announce that. But we feel like we've got 3 guys that have earned that give us a chance to really establish ourselves and get off to a good start. Guys that can throw strikes and be able to command the ball the way we want them to, and guys that are definite starters for us and for me. So I'm looking forward to that, and we'll see how it goes this weekend.
I know the philosophy of this staff seems to be wanting to get stronger on the mound as the game goes on. And when I saw Jack DeGroat on Sunday, I don't think it gets a whole lot stronger than that. I mean, that fastball was live, and that cutter looked really good.
Yeah, it did. And, that was one thing that we knew kind of going into the preseason, like, okay, this is our best guy from just an pure arm strength standpoint. And so to have that guy at the end of the game, that'll get out, on our report that we've got a guy down there that's up to 95 with a good secondary pitch, and he's going to come right after you. And I think with his personality and the way he pitches, that role is perfect for him. And so far, so good.
All right, Coach. Well, we appreciate the time. We're looking forward to it here this weekend as you get ready for Virginia, Kansas, and the Citadel.
Well, thanks. We're looking forward to it.
All right, that's the head coach of the Liberty Flames, Scott Jackson, here on LibertyFlames.com.